$200,000 down the drain? Could a fashion trend really cost someone their dream job? We're unpacking the office siren controversy and the reported case of the intern fired for her outfit. As conservative Christian women, how do we navigate self-expression and professional expectations? Let's find out.
I'm gonna hold your clit when I say this. The office siren outfits are most commonly fetish content. It's not just that they come from influencers who maybe don't know what an office outfit looks like. It's that they specifically come from SWs with OF who are capitalizing on the most sexualized content possible in order to make money. I'm not here to shame SWs. I'm pro-decrim. I believe in better, safer working conditions for SW, but that content is literally not made for women. I'm sure there are a few influencers who are exceptions, but even then, we still shouldn't be taking what they say to heart because they don't work in a traditional outfit. If you're a young woman, I'm begging you to have some media literacy when it comes to influencers online, especially young women who sell sexualized content and other young women who don't realize that they're looking at a hypersexualized view of the male gaze.
Y'all have got to stop the office siren. Look, y'all are going to get fired. I told y'all these influencers don't work. They don't go to the office. They don't know office attire. Stop listening to them. They will get you fired. I just seen somebody got fired from a 6-figure job because they were trying to dress as an office siren. That does not work in the corporate world, okay? If you want to look for corporate clothes, go and follow women who work in corporate. I work in corporate. I get a lot of my stuff from Ralph Lauren. I like Abercrombie and Fitch. They have a lot of good stuff. Banana Republic. Like, go and look at Revolve has some good stuff. You can find some good slacks and stuff. So go and look through like different places that has like dress pants that are appropriately fitted, like dress tops, like a lot of bodysuits. Aritzia does a really good job with like basics. Express also does a really good job with basics. So does Zara. So you can get like a lot of basics from there. And just kind of spruce up your wardrobe. Spring is coming, so I'm going to be doing the same. I'm going to be looking for like spring office wardrobe. And do not listen to these people on social media. I promise you, y'all, they don't work in a real office with real HR. They don't know what they're talking about. Office siren will get you fired.
Okay, I keep seeing a lot of stuff on my For You page at the moment about how women are dressing in the office and this whole office siren thing. And I've seen a lot of women like getting in comments and making videos in their feelings about it, and I'm just going to offer a little different perspective on all this because while you will never catch me in like pink shorts in the workplace, mostly because I was not blessed with legs up to my ears, but also because I don't know, I just wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable in them. People talking about being a walking HR violation or, you know, that's how you lose your job. I think we need to start maybe taking a step back and asking ourselves, are we on the right side of this one? And okay, bear with me. I can see people probably about to get in their feelings about it. It's fine, okay, just sit down, just bear with me here. I remember posing this question to a friend of mine who is extremely pro-woman, extremely like everything, you know, women should be able to be who they are. But it was also very much, you should dress a certain way in the office. And we were debating it. And it wasn't so much a debate as me asking her to explain her reasoning. And I continue to unpick the reasoning simply with the question, why? But why? Well, women should like wear longer skirts. Why? Well, you know, because a shorter skirt, you know, it just doesn't look appropriate. Why? Well, because, you know, in the office space, like that's considered inappropriate. Why? The question continued to simply be why, until her boyfriend, who was also sat in the room, answered for her. And he answered with the phrase, because nobody respects a who-are-e. And I remember the look on her face. I remember the abject horror when she realised she was supporting that. She was supporting that narrative. That women should dress a certain way in the office to make other people comfortable. And anyone who's about to go, no, it is, you should not dress a certain way in the office. It's too much of a... There is a definition for what would be considered like exposure in the office and what would be considered like in public actions and dresses and the way you dress that isn't appropriate. The ones we have in the workplace, purely opinion based, purely on our worldview. That is it. Not on any legal definition of how women should dress or how anyone should dress or exposing certain body parts. Purely an opinion of how women should look in the workspace. And I think we need to start asking ourselves, why? Because the answer for most people, even if they don't want to say it, is going to be what my friend's boyfriend said. I said what I said.
Welcome back to another insightful session here at the Black Tea Podcast. Today, the topic that has captured my attention, and I believe warrants our thoughtful consideration, is the emergence and subsequent controversy surrounding the office siren trend. This trend, inspired by late 90s and early 2000s fashion, advocates for more form-fitting and, in some interpretations, more overtly suggestive attire within the professional sphere. As a conservative Christian woman, my immediate reflections on such a trend are naturally shaped by my understanding of how we are called to conduct ourselves in all aspects of life. Our faith teaches us that we are ambassadors for Christ, 2 Corinthians 5:20, and this includes how we present ourselves to the world. In the context of the workplace, which for many is a significant part of our daily lives and interactions, our attire becomes a nonverbal communication that can either support or detract from our professional goals, and more importantly, our witness. The sources we have examined bring a stark real-world consequence to this discussion. The anecdote of the intern who was reportedly fired on her second day for wearing a leather miniskirt and tube top to a six-figure job serves as a powerful, albeit cautionary tale. While we might debate the specifics of that particular situation or the employer's actions, it undeniably underscores the reality that workplace dress codes exist and are often enforced, with potentially significant consequences for those who choose to disregard them. These aren't abstract suggestions. They are often conditions of employment outlined in contracts. It's crucial to move beyond simply reacting to a trend and to delve into the underlying principles at play. While the desire for self-expression through fashion is natural and understandable, as Christians, we must always balance this desire with the principles of modesty, professionalism, and respect for the environment we are in. The workplace, in most traditional structures, is a professional setting established for specific purposes. Our attire should facilitate, not impede, those purposes. One of the sources rightly points out the debate around whether such trends are appropriate for the workplace. While some fashion creators defend the office siren as a balance between professionalism and bold fashion expression, incidents like the fired intern and the strong reactions against such attire suggest a significant disconnect between this online ideal and the expectations of many employers. It's also concerning how readily these trends, often originating from social media influencers, are embraced without critical evaluation of their real-world applicability. We must cultivate media literacy and recognize that what is celebrated in the often hypersexualized world of social media may be entirely inappropriate and even detrimental in a professional setting. Furthermore, discussions touch upon what appears to be a sense of entitlement in some younger generations, a feeling that personal preferences should supersede established norms and expectations. From a Christian perspective, humility and a willingness to serve and respect authority are foundational virtues, Romans 13:1. While advocating for fair and just workplaces is important, a dismissive attitude towards established guidelines simply because they don't align with personal preferences can be counterproductive and reflect a lack of understanding of the professional landscape. Consider the practical implications. Many of us strive for financial stability and the opportunity to use our God-given talents in meaningful work. 2. Jeopardize a promising career, especially in today's economic climate, over a fashion choice that is widely considered inappropriate, seems to lack wisdom and prudence. Proverbs 4:7. We are called to be good stewards of the opportunities we are given, and that includes understanding and respecting the expectations of our employers. Some might argue that workplace dress codes for women have historically been rooted in the male gaze and a desire to control women's bodies. While there may be historical validity to such arguments, and it's important to advocate for fair and equitable treatment, the answer is not to adopt attire that could be construed as overtly sexualized or unprofessional. Instead, we should focus on demonstrating our competence and professionalism through our work and advocating for respectful workplace environments while still adhering to reasonable standards of dress. It's also worth noting the perspective shared about the workplace not being originally designed for women. While this historical context is important to acknowledge, it also underscores the need for women to navigate the existing structures. with wisdom and discernment to ensure our continued progress and success. Choosing attire that aligns with professional norms can be a strategic way to ensure we are taken seriously for our skills and contributions. Ultimately, my reflections lead me back to core Christian principles. We are called to live lives that are pleasing to God, Colossians 3:17, and this includes our conduct and appearance in the workplace. We are also called to love our neighbors as ourselves, Matthew 22:39, and this includes being mindful of how our attire might be perceived by and potentially distract or offend others in a professional environment. Therefore, as you encounter these fleeting trends and the often conflicting messages online, I urge you to anchor yourselves in wisdom and prayerful consideration. Prioritize your professional goals and the blessings of meaningful employment. Seek out styles that are both professional and allow you to feel confident without crossing the lines of what is generally considered appropriate for your workplace. There is ample opportunity for personal style within the bounds of professionalism. Let us not be swayed by every passing trend, especially those that could potentially undermine our professional standing and our Christian witness. Instead, let's be women who are known for our integrity, our diligence, and our respectful conduct in all areas of our lives, including the workplace. Thank you for spending this time with me on the Black Tea Podcast. I trust these thoughts have provided some helpful perspective. Please share your own reflections in the comments. Until our next conversation, may God's grace and wisdom guide you.